Hi everyone, my name is Agrem and I welcome you all to the channel. And as you can see, this is the final game of the season between Manchester City and Inter Milan. So we'll be doing a preview with the people of Football Fantasy group. That is Prashant and Divya. Unfortunately, Divya cannot turn up for today's podcast because he has some uh, people to meet apparently. But anyway, Prashant will be joining us soon, so let's have the discussion as of now. And who's the first one to say hi? MJ, क्या चल रहा है? MJ says hello. Hi MJ, क्या चल रहा है? क्या लग रहा है? कल का मैच का सीन? What do you think? City is going to outplay what you call Inter. You think that's gonna happen? What's the score line? Reports तो बता रहे हैं I mean, not reports. Basically, some pundits are saying they will be they're favoring Manchester City all over and stating that they are likely to predict a score of 3-0 or 4-0. But I mean, I don't want to underestimate Inter, despite everyone stating that they're going to have an easy game. It's not going to be an easy game, I think. What does MCA say? Hi, Prashant.
Hi there.
Prash-
Hello. What's
hmm.
up?
All good, Prashant? क्या चल रहा है?
Sorry, just a second.
Yeah,
Yeah.
take your time.
Yeah, hold on. I'm just setting up my camera.
Yeah, that's fine. We're
Hold
live,
on
by
a
the way.
second.
We're live, by the way.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Um, okay. Hi, everyone. Hi, Amshay. So, yeah, while I set it up, please continue talking.
Yeah.
So,
So I'm
let our audience know what we are going to talk about today.
so you eventually know, tomorrow is the last European fixture. I mean, the last Champions League game between Manchester City and Inter Milan. So what do you think is going to be the likely outcome for both of the teams? You all right, Prashant?
Uh, yeah, your voice is breaking up. Just a second. Okay, yeah, I can
My
hear you
voice.
clearly now. Please go ahead.
Okay. So my question was
Yeah,
tomorrow
yeah.
is the
No,
final
it's
European.
fine now. Tell me.
It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I was stating that tomorrow is the final game between Manchester City and Inter Milan. So what do you think is going to be the likely outcome?
Mm-hmm. Uh, Okay, your voice, video and voice are stuck again. I'm sorry.
Okay.
What was the last bit? What do I think? What?
See, tomorrow is the final fixture, right? The title of the video says Manchester City versus Inter Milan. So we are having a preview on that today.
Mm-hmm.
We are discussed, right? So what do you think is going to be the likely outcome for both of
Yeah,
the
yeah.
teams?
Okay. Well, of course, Manchester City overwhelming favorite, overwhelming favorite.
Hmm.
So no doubt about that. It won't even surprise people if it is actually a 4-0 or a 3-0 thumping for Inter Milan, considering the fact that not only like on paper, but even if you just consider the ages of all of the players, right? Like they have Zeko, Edin Dzeko, which is like who is
Yeah,
37, and
that's true.
in the opposite side we have City have defenders who are in their 20s or early 30s. So obviously that is going to be one thing. And I don't even think, even age-wise, like there's hardly anyone who has the legs to keep up with Man City. So I
Yeah.
mean, it would be a it would really be have to be an Italian job, so to speak,
Yeah.
for Inter Milan to actually win this. Like if they have to win this, it would have to be something out of the classic Italian book. It would be that, and I don't see, not just me, but no one really sees as of now that their coach Inzaghi uh, is that good. Like he's nice, but is he really that good? I don't think so.
Okay, okay, okay. So says
Mm,
that it will be a close match. Inter will be very strong defensively. That's true. Second part of your statement is true. Haaland will be closely marked.
mm,
Yeah, that is going to be there. And he's saying 4-0 to City. So I don't know, like if that's going to be a score
yeah,
line. I think it's between like 2-1 or
4-0 City.
1-0 to City. That's what I think. It can be, I mean, changed, but
Yeah,
Pep has to be like very careful with his tactics. Cannot overthink every time to change his tactics and to just go out on a big stage like a Champions League final and just um, just vomit it like badly. Like Pep
yeah,
last time when he had played Chelsea, right? He did the same thing.
yeah.
Yeah, so
Mm.
that's where
Yeah, but then,
yeah,
but at least back then he was still up against, that Chelsea side had some players like at that point Kai Havertz and Timo Werner and some players which were able to make some difference. Plus, they
hmm,
had Thomas Tuchel. So, I personally, I am of the opinion that, and I've even said this many a times, even on the other podcast, that it was just Tuchel. Like it's not because it was Tuchel that they won. It was like more of a Chelsea kind of a thing. They just change managers and end up winning. So that's how just Tuchel ended up winning it. But uh, coming back to how that match went, mm, Chelsea had some players. They still had Tuchel who had some knowledge of of European big stage finals because
yeah,
that previous season Tuchel had lost the final with PSG. And whereas Inter Milan right now, no European pedigree, to be honest, no European players, like no top European players that that everyone is looking for. None of them. The coach, he himself doesn't really have too many European matches under his belt as a coach. Uh, so
hmm.
I mean, on paper, there is literally nothing that can stop Man City. But football is obviously known to be an unpredictable game. So it has surprised us many times. So let's hope that something like that happens, or at least the game is not as bad as you know, not as one-sided as everyone is thinking that it will
Mm-hmm.
be.
Okay, let me just look at the Champions League, what you call stats like of Inter, how they've actually fared in the competition. So there, I think top goal scorer is Lautaro Martinez with 3 goals.
Ah, okay, 3 goals.
3 goals.
Um,
It's not like not
yeah,
even close to
exactly,
like Erling
exactly.
Haaland that has managed to score like 12 in this initial like
Well,
first.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was about to mention that. Yeah, Haaland has like I like the more Haaland has like something in double figures. So you mentioned 12 goals, right? So imagine
yeah,
that this is the difference between their top scorers. Plus,
yeah.
it's not like Inter Milan are a super defensive side as such. It's not like, oh, they have a very tight defense. They play defensively. It's not a Jose kind of a side. It's not going to be a Pep versus Jose type of final either, because the fact is that Inter did also concede what they conceded 3 goals to Benfica. It was 3-all or 4-all, if I
Yeah, Inter,
remember
yeah, yeah,
correctly.
yeah. But that was like
So
also like
it,
they took, I think it was like one each in the halftime, and then Inter took like somewhat like a 3-1 lead. So last में जाके they just pulled off like a draw over what do you call what's his name, Benfica just did the they
Benfica.
didn't yeah इतना बड़ा कुछ वो गेम खेला नहीं था. But overall like in the first like I mean they were just okay यार. I mean they knew they will go past what you call AC Milan because AC Milan were the better what you call team and when it came to the European when it came to the
No, AC
Europe.
Milan. No, I think against AC Milan, it was actually quite, it was quite close because remember, AC Milan did not come through in that match as pushovers. They actually
Oh
beat
no no no!
Napoli.
I meant like if it was for like Napoli, I mean Napoli would have cruised through through this game against Inter. I would say because like
Yeah,
they were very close on beating AC Milan.
yeah,
Yeah
exactly. So the reason Napoli lost was because AC Milan finally figured out how to beat them, and
yeah
AC Milan had guys like Leao and all of those who
yeah
were basically very crucial in beating them. And
yeah
again, when they played Inter, the first leg, obviously AC Milan did not have someone like Rafael Leao. He wasn't there. That played a huge factor in Inter Milan winning it. And you should have. I don't know if you read it or if MC or any of our viewers has read it, but if you were to go through on the any of the English tabloids, I normally follow the Guardian and the Daily Mail and sometimes the Mirror. All of them were like, this may have been an Italian derby, this may have been historically important and all that, but to be very honest, this the match, the quality of the match has been the worst that Italian football has ever shown, and
yeah
whoever is in whoever wins in the other leg will win the Champions League because that is something that they had predicted even back then. So they were very clear and they were not being, I mean, obviously British media. So you may even say
yeah.
that
British
point out
media is
their
like very
bias here,
biased
but
that
then
way. Yeah
yeah, but in this case, their bias was not actually. It wasn't really so much their bias as much as they were being truthful because the game was good, but they were quite, they were easily able to figure out that yeah, this is not something that's going to challenge City. So
that's
AC
true.
Milan aren't
Hmm.
even. I think they just managed to be in the top four, right? They just managed to get into the top four in
Yeah yeah
Serie A this season, right? If you
yeah.
right, what are they, third or fourth, right? If you
They
don't
finished
mind, if you
fourth.
can just take a
Yeah,
look.
I think they finished.
They
Let me
finished
just
fourth.
check what the results were. So the results for the
Mm.
Serie A,
I believe they finished fourth. Yeah,
I think if I'm not wrong, they finished fourth. Italy Serie
mm.
A, they finished fourth with 70 points. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
So they finished fourth, and Man City, on the other hand, they won the Premier League. They won a league which is as competitive as the Premier League, right? Which is
yeah.
obviously one of the best leagues in Europe right now. They
That's
won
true.
that league by what, 8-10 points, right?
Hmm.
So imagine the gulf between the two sides. So uh,
Yeah, that's true.
as much as we yeah, so as much as we would like to, as a football purist, as a football fanatic, as much as you would like to think that there is some way out here, but there really there's just no way that logically uh, there's going to be any other result here apart from Man City winning it.
Hmm. Okay, let's
What
go
about
through the
you?
comments. So
Hmm.
MJ says, Don Prashant, please accept my sincere greetings.
Yes, accepted, my child.
Okay, so what does MC say again? MC says four in the first half. Silva with a hat trick. John Stones with one goal. John, we'll come back to John Stones, but we have to talk about him because he has been a phenomenal player this season when it came to like playing as a central pivot in the
Yeah,
UCL as well as in the what do you call it, in the Premier League games.
the Premier League. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, what does
Okay.
MC says? He says Messi has pulled back from his Miami deal. Fabrizio Romano. What?
What? Really?
I don't think
Okay,
so.
that's breaking.
Because hmm, I haven't seen anything posted by Romano, by the way. MJ, भाई April 1st चला गया, by the way.
Hmm.
But anyway, I mean, let's
Yeah.
go back to the main thing, like, like City's domestic double. Like the
Hmm.
other day we spoke about it, and this is the final cup that they are like so
That they have
eager
not.
to, like, yeah, yeah, yeah.
So,
What do you think, Prashant?
so see, I will. What my answer to that would be, uh, it's gonna be quite a long answer, but I will tell you the answer as a football purist would answer. Okay, let me just see what he is saying. क्यों
क्यों
मजबूर
मजबूर
कर
कर दिया
दिया
ना
ना
फोन
फोन उठाने पर. अच्छा, sahi ho.
अच्छा ऐसा
Acha.
है.
Okay.
Okay.
Anyway, so I
Hmm.
would just give the answer, and this is something that like just right now, like when I just came back from match, right? Uh, so one of our mutual friends, Agreem, I was
Yeah.
talking to him. We were all talking about the final, and uh, we were all talking about how foregone conclusion this match is. So, like how much of a foregone conclusion this match is.
Hmm.
So, I
Yeah.
gave them, I compared this current situation to a slightly old Nike commercial. Do you remember that Nike commercial which had which it was all animated? Uh, and there's like an evil scientist type of a guy who comes around and he says he has clones of all the top footballers, and then he's
Yeah.
like, you people take chance, you people take risks. That is why you struggle. But these players are the best, and I have
Yeah.
like assembled the best squad, and they are not going to take any risk. So there is no risk. That means that they will win. And then it's an entire commercial. Do you know which one I'm talking about? Agree?
Are you talking about that Kylian Mbappe and the Ronaldinho one?
No, 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 not that one. So
Then
it's 2016. It was in 2016 or 17 somewhere. So
okay, I don't
that
remember.
yeah. So it was hashtag risk everything. That was the hashtag.
Okay.
MShay and any of our viewers can look it up, and it's exactly that situation is exactly what's playing out right now. So basically, he makes clones of Ronaldo, Zlatan, Rooney, all of these big players. Okay, and then
Mm-hmm.
uh, he has this team, so his team keeps winning and winning. And these original players, they end up
Yeah.
losing their jobs. They are shown that they are doing alternate jobs. Like Rooney is at
Yeah.
the seaport, he's catching fishes. Zlatan is working as a construction worker.
Oh yeah,
Ronaldo,
yeah,
the
yeah,
old
yeah,
Ronaldo,
yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember
Neymar is
that.
working as
Yeah,
in a salon,
yeah,
and Cristiano Ronaldo is working at a gym. Hello, are you there? Sorry,
yeah,
are you there?
yeah. I can
Agree?
hear you. Yeah, I can hear
Yeah,
you.
okay. Sorry, the video just went off for a second. Okay. So that is what is shown. And then again, one fine day, I think Eric Cantona or the old Ronaldo, he comes along and says that, you know what, we need to beat them. We need to reclaim our game. So they come along and they challenge that team to a match. Okay.
Hmm.
And because these guys are humans, they can actually think out of the box, and those guys don't risk anything. These guys are willing to take risks. They play a match and they end up winning it, and then football is reclaimed, and then the
Okay.
viewers, the audience, return to watching football again. So uh, as a purist, that is where I think the game is heading, because this
Hmm.
this will just, it's not about the fact that Man City have won by paying for it. Obviously that is one part of it, but it's just that the gulf among the teams will be so huge that it will just become obviously predictable. You'll have there will be lesser and lesser chances of teams like Leicester, like the Leicester Cities or even the Napolis to come through,
Yeah.
because talents will be snapped up sooner. As much as as competition grows, talents will be snapped up sooner and sooner, and then
Yeah.
obviously these big clubs will only make it tougher and tougher. So that is where the game is heading, unfortunately. So yeah, that is what I feel about it. So if City do win it, it will still. I have always been of the opinion that PSG and City, and even to some extent Chelsea, should not win the Champions League. Chelsea had anyway won, but these teams should not win the Champions League, because it gives a message that money can buy success, which is not the case. Okay, just a second. I have to open a door. Hold on.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll just wait for you.
Yeah, please continue, Green.
Yeah, yeah. That's a very fair point, but I disagree with you on like some of the things. Like I mean, like like every team can probably start just what do you call crying about like money has done this to the game, money has done that to the game, but I mean like eventually you're getting like a lot of commercial revenue from those teams, right? When it comes to like globalizing it,
Hmm.
yeah. because
I'm
you're
not
stating
talking
that
about
you
globalization.
no no no
I'm
I'm
not talking
saying
about the
when
commercial revenue.
yeah, but you're saying that like the teams are supposed to be paying like so much of money, and I mean they shouldn't be winning Champions League. I mean it's
No,
up
no,
to them
not
how
that.
they play.
That's not my point. No, no,
Hmm.
you are not getting my point again. My point
Hmm.
is the teams are paying. That's fine.
Hmm.
Okay, but let me give you this example of Neymar. Right, when the Neymar transfer happened, right?
Hmm.
I mean, and it wasn't like just a footballing move. It was a geopolitical move. If I mean, people who have researched that move, they know. Okay, but the effect that it had on the football industry was what? Everything was inflated after that.
Yeah.
A player that would have cost like, and it's not like it has just inflated slightly. Like, okay, fine, maybe not up till that point. The inflation was like, okay, maybe a player who was like maybe 8 million 15 years ago in until 2000 in 2016 and 17, maybe that would have been 20 or 22 million, which was the normal inflation. But after the Neymar transfer, an 8 million player of that sort would now cost 30 million. So that
Yeah, because
automatically
I
skews the
yeah.
entire transfer market in the
Hmm.
favors of the state backed sides like PSG, Man City, and obviously
Yeah,
the
but I'll
Premier
give
League
you
teams
a
like Chelsea and all of them.
counter to that, because
Mm,
why? Because like every team that has a homegrown player or like any
mm,
like asset that
huh.
that they can probably get some sort of profit like from that. So I think it's a very good move from that standpoint because like clubs wants to financially stay like healthy, so it makes sense for them to charge this sort of money.
No, but that where did that inflation come from, right?
Yeah, obviously, yeah, yeah.
So
That I agree
basically,
with you.
after that summer, so see, that is like a given. That's a given thing that obviously
Hmm.
everyone needs money. Every club needs money. But
Yeah.
that means that, uh, but the inflation basically means that these top clubs will now always end up buying players. And there will be certain buying clubs, and there will be certain clubs who will always only end up selling. Like right now,
Hmm.
we have the likes of Borussia Dortmund, RB Leipzig, Porto to some extent, and Benfica. So
Hmm.
that is the model they are now forced to follow. And this
Yeah.
season, in particular, is very interesting because Man City beat both Bayern Munich and Real Madrid on their way to the
Yeah.
final. And both of those teams were the only ones which, until now, were able to compete on a European front. But even they haven't been able to, match City like for like because the City squad was like so good.
Yeah.
So uh, that is what will happen. Like it will basically become monopolized and it will become so predictable. Maybe so.
No, I won't say it will be,
This is the
but
purest view.
again, no, but
Mm.
I don't see it becoming because they're gonna like you have like top 10 European sides that going to compete eventually for big players. You'll be having the likes of
Top 10.
Barcelona. हाँ top 10 teams तो रहेगा यार who will compete for like big players. I mean not for Barcelona until they fix their financial situation because I think like maybe like
Mm.
one or two
Okay, so
seasons because I still think because like nobody was I mean Real Madrid can still do that because they have that European pedigree with them.
yeah,
We all know
they
that.
have that. Yeah, agree.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
but it still
they
have that. Yeah,
can
agree.
yeah. Secondly,
But Bayern
Barcelona
Munich don't,
can
Juventus don't, Inter Milan don't, AC Milan don't. Only
yeah because
PSG do in France,
उनका league
and the rest are all
has
Premier
not
League
been
clubs.
yeah yeah Ronaldo tried to what do you call revive that league in like Serie A, but that didn't have like any players that were like up to the I don't want to say like up to the mark like वो स्टैंडर्ड का बना ही नहीं है एक्चुअली मेरे हिसाब से
Hmm. Right. Huh.
so that's why I think like clubs like in Inter Milan or like AC Milan Napoli could be an interesting point because Napoli currently like they just like came out of nowhere and they started to become a top what do you call club in Italy
Top
so
Italian club. Yeah.
mm, yeah but they can like
No, they are
reinvest
well
very
done.
well they can reinvest well if they sell both of their like players, right? That what's
Yeah,
his
yeah.
name? Kvaratskhelia
Uh,
and Victor Osimhen.
Kvaratskhelia and Victor Osimhen. Yeah,
Osimhen.
yeah. I
Yeah.
think that
So
is likely to happen. But that's the point. Na? A team like Napoli will not be able to retain players like them. They would know that okay, yeah, these guys are in demand. It's only sensible for us to sell them off because we are anyway not going to make that much money down the line as much as a Premier
hmm,
League club would, or maybe as
hmm,
a as much as a Real Madrid would. Right now, I will
yeah.
only mention Real Madrid because Barcelona we know are not financially up to the
They're
mark.
not in a
So only
financial
Real
position.
Madrid.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So Real Madrid in Spain and the rest are only Premier League clubs. They are the only
Family
ones who
and
can
PSG.
possibly
Yeah.
and PSG, yeah, of course, another
Yeah.
state backed club.
PSG.
So yeah,
Yeah.
so those are the
Germany
only
में it
ones
has
who
to be
can
yeah.
predict. Hmm.
Yeah, Germany
Germany,
में Bayern है, but
even
Bayern का it seems like the strategy what they do is like they do not just go for any player they want
yeah.
because I think
So
we
Bayern is an interesting
yeah
case. See, in terms of money, if they, I mean, Bayern are someone who, because of the backing they have, they are partially owned by Adidas, not completely, but Adidas have a stake in Bayern Munich from, as per my knowledge, uh,
hmm,
like a minor stake, not a major one. Uh, So they do have the money that because they are anyway the biggest club in Germany. Uh,
yeah
but the reason I will say that maybe there is some hope for them is because they have actually done the right thing by sacking guys like Oliver Kahn and Hassan Salihamidzic, who was their, they were the current director and CEO. So they needed to be sacked. They're brought in new. They're probably gonna they're gonna bring in new people. Hopefully they are competent and hopefully they lead Bayern to a better place. So if that
hmm.
happens, yes, that will be good. That will be nice for European football in general, global football as well. So that is something I would hope that does happen. But then at the same time, there is no club in Germany with the model that they have. There is no club in Germany whom we can even consider that. Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
because
we've got
because we all know, right? The how the German bureaucracy works, yeah, right? And because everything what happens in their what do you call German Football Association is like very
mm,
slow. It is as bad as I mean not I mean as bad as what do you call the Italian league, if you ask
sorry,
me.
that's a Italian, huh?
Yeah,
Right.
because that's how their process works. Because I mean, like 7 seasons ago, everything was like monopolized. Italy, Italy was also like
Mm,
ruled by Juventus. Now it is changing
yeah.
slowly because
Mm,
Juventus कोई भी जो भी player जा रहा था, it was only Juventus because अभी Juventus का
yeah.
भी pull नीचे गिर गया है. So either now
Right.
it has to be like probably like Napoli because
Napoli.
I don't
Uh,
think Napoli has that sort of money to like reinvest, not reinvest, basically to hold players like Kvaratskhelia and what's his
yeah.
name,
Awesome.
Osimhen, because they have to
Awesome.
sell and like yeah, because they had to sell Higuain also, if I'm not wrong, in 2016
Yeah.
to get funds.
Yeah. They weren't like kind of Higuain was like more of a I don't remember why exactly he was sold off, but yeah, he wasn't like I mean they got a good amount for him. Basically and eventually Higuain was sold by Juventus as well. But you know, for some I mean they were whatever financial things they were tricks they were using to, keep Ronaldo. So Higuain
Yeah,
has become a part of that. So uh, Italian league doesn't have the money. Let's be very honest and
yeah,
clear
they
about
don't
it.
have that
AC
that
Milan and Inter
attraction.
Milan,
Yeah,
yeah, AC
they
Milan
don't
and
have
Inter
that
Milan,
attraction. Mm-hmm.
yeah, they are. I think Inter Milan are still owned by that Chinese firm,
Yeah,
Suning Group, which is,
yeah,
I mean, pretty much they themselves are bankrupt. The other group being AC Milan is being owned by Elliott Venture Management, Elliott Fund Management. Uh, they were also supposedly involved in a bid for Man United for a partial ownership. So uh, they are only there for the money. Uh, Soning Group does not have the money. Juventus are owned by Fiat, but you know, with the musings that they have done, with all of the things that they have been up to, all of the antics, I don't see them getting back to the top at least for one season or two. I think
yeah.
Juventus will eventually get back because they have in the past, they found good management and they are as of now, even now, despite all of the flaws, all of the scandals or whatever, they are still
Hmm.
actually the best run club in Italy. Like they are the most up to date club in terms of closest to I don't know, to a Premier League club or a Man City. Like they have their own stadium, they have an academy, and all of those things set up. So uh, yeah, so it's in a way it's good. Down the line they might improve, but that's Juventus, and the rest of the clubs are on all in the Premier League. I actually, again, like I mentioned the other day, I do actually think that we will have to. I mean, FIFA, UEFA, these guys will eventually have to look out of Europe as well to get new clubs.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
that's why the FIFA Club World Cup was being propped up by FIFA, because eventually, sooner or later, that is where it will go. Like, for how long do you think people will be interested in teams like Bayern Munich, Man United, Madrid? They will eventually want more clubs. So, down the line, I'm just saying in terms of the commercial value, right?
Yeah.
Down the line, once people are bored with Man United and these European clubs, someone or the other will think that, okay, you know what, let me just get Boca Juniors involved in the mix, because if we have Boca Juniors, they have history. We have Santos where Pele played. So slowly, that is where it would head. So, and
Yeah.
obviously, similarly with every country's historic club. India has clubs like Mohan Bagan, for example. So
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
clubs which are historic clubs, they have those prestige. Those clubs will, those kind of things will happen. So that is why I think football has to expand
Yeah, but I
down the
don't
line.
think like country like Spain will like open to these sort of investment, because there is only
Yeah, it won't.
monopoly of two or three clubs. I mean,
Yeah.
Atletico recently, I mean, like in the last 10 years, how Atletico has managed to fit themselves into that bracket of like that top three
Top
Spanish
three
clubs.
club, yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
because it was like a two-horse race eventually. No,
Yeah.
and the amount of spending and the financial cap that Spanish Federation does is absolutely bad. It is worse. It is worse actually. The way they handle the Messi's what do you call transfer the last 3 days,
Hmm.
it was absolutely shameful. I
Yeah.
mean, like nobody does
It's
this.
almost like they are self-destructive
No, no,
in
I
terms
mean
of.
it is worse than having what do you call them? Like how political parties behave. It was as
Hmm.
bad as that. Yeah, that that's why
Yeah.
you need to have like like I mean I do not like the concept of what do you call the president thing inside a club. So it's a very stupid thing to have, in my opinion.
Well, the answer to that would be, well, yeah, I agree. Like in terms of because now we have clubs like Man City and PSG, which are basically state backed. Okay, but let's
No, but
not
you
even
have
consider
owners,
them.
right? You have
Even if we,
proper owners in that.
even if we, yeah, even if we compare, yeah. So that's what I'm coming to. So let's not even consider them. Let's just consider teams like Man United and Chelsea's, and even Spurs or West Ham, right? Even those clubs,
Yeah,
right? They have proper ownership. So
yeah,
and the main thing about them is that they actually are getting the funds. So yeah, okay,
yeah,
ownership is one part of it, but the Premier League in itself is basically, it is it has been globalized and commercialized long before any of the league, domestic league, and that is why it is famous. So they are getting
yeah,
the money, just like it is with the IPL in cricket. So first movers advantage. But uh, the problem with the model, like with having a state side, state back side, is like these clubs are not just clubs. Like they are not IPL franchises. Like, have you seen the Wrexham documentary by any chance? Agree?
no, I haven't seen it.
Okay. If you were to see that, you would know that like Wrexham is, and this is the case with many clubs in England. Okay, and across Europe as well, across South America, I know that this is the case. So uh, Wrexham is is like a part of the community for the for everyone, every resident in Wrexham. A lot of
Hmm.
their players are born and brought up there. The fans of Wrexham, every weekend they only have one club in the town. So there are a few bars in the town. They go there, they drink before the match. They go to the stadium
Yeah,
every week. They watch the match and they come back. And if it's an away match, they go there. So it's not just a club, right? It's a place where the community is gathering. So that is of a social importance as well. Now, if these owners come, like I know for a fact that PSG has the PSG ownership has basically done away with everything that with a lot of the things that Paris that the club Paris Saint-Germain had initially stood for. They've
Hmm.
done well to commercialize it, but they have taken out a lot of the things that were there in the old. Same thing with RB Leipzig,
Yeah.
you know. So it was originally they had different colors as well, but these guys changed it and they changed everything. They changed the branding
Hmm.
and the colors and everything. So
Yep.
that's not gonna be very good down the line. It's all gonna be very monotonous and very similar.
Okay.
So
Oh,
yeah, from a purist perspective, long story short, from a purist perspective, clubs like Man City winning is not a good thing.
no, I don't think. I mean, like if Pep wasn't there, it had to be Liverpool winning the league. Then this is my opinion, or this
Hmm.
could have been Arsenal winning the league.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah,
So
this is yeah. This is what I think because like Pep, how he has managed to win. Like I mean, this is not like I won't say it is like he just knew how to crack the Premier League. This is what I think.
yeah, he
How he
did.
has managed.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
did. But the
in the last seven
yeah, he
seasons,
did. But
he has.
then again,
Hmm.
yeah, but then again, he was
Yeah, but yeah,
he was
even
bought him to do that. Everything in Man City, everything at Manchester City has been set up for him from day one. Like
hmm,
literally from like in 2008 or 2006, Sheikh Mansour bought the club. In 2009 and 2011, everyone went gaga over Man City, sorry, over
yeah,
Barcelona and Pep Guardiola. And then these guys were like, okay, this is our vision now. We will win the Champions League one day, and we will
yeah.
have Pep.
So that is how their project started, right? I mean, it was not
Yeah,
like
exactly.
PSG. The PSG
Yeah,
is what do you
it
call?
wasn't.
Yeah,
PSG
yeah,
is yeah, they don't have a direction. I agree to that.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm not saying that they are not working towards it, but then
I
again,
mean, but if you
the thing
compare
is
it this
that
way, I mean, if you compare this way also, right? Like the Premier League, how Sheikh Mansour has managed to use his funds to get the Premier. I mean, not to get the Premier League basically, to manage his
hmm,
funds properly.
get the best
I
players.
think,
Hmm,
yeah. So in that span of time, Chelsea has won maybe like twice. Leicester has won it once. Liverpool has won it once. So I don't see
hmm.
like there is like any sort of like monopoly. Maybe like people love to be in Manchester now because Manchester is the place to be.
Mm. So see, historically also there have been other teams that
Yeah,
have dominated. So that's there is nothing wrong with that. But Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, Barcelona,
yeah,
these have all dominated, right?
yeah,
So that's not really a problem. But here's the thing: if all those clubs have operated in cycles, right?
yeah,
Like Real Madrid have a certain cycle, Barca had their cycle,
yeah,
United had their cycle, the Premier League itself had its own cycle, right? Every league in the Champions League has actually had its own cycle. There was like a time when we had an all German final, all Spanish final, all English final, all Italian final. We have had all of those,
yeah.
right? All four leagues have had that.
Mm-hmm.
But Man City is going to have this thing perpetually, which will be on only a good cycle because they will always end up having the best players. So because they are like just so far ahead of the rest. That is the
Yeah,
that's the
because they're like very well planned, like when it comes
not
to
well
their
planned.
sports. Yeah, but see their what do you call selling point as well. They have players like Haaland to boost their like what do you call commercial sales when it comes to their jerseys and everything. And plus they have a
Hmm.
manager like Guardiola to just have how many years it has been? It's been like 7 years, right? So he's extended to like 2026. So I think it's a very long project because they I mean the the City group actually thinks him like think Guardiola to be in the Sir Alex Ferguson of Manchester City. That's what I
Hmm.
this is what I think in my
Yeah,
opinion.
yeah. So he has. I mean, that was the plan that they had. That they will hire Pep and they will hire him to
Yeah.
build his legacy at Man City. Not
Yep.
just like he would not be just someone who comes in and goes out. So
Yep.
that is something that he is on his way to do. Uh, but again, the point being that City has not got it organically. It's
Yeah,
like
obviously, yeah,
uh,
that everyone knows.
that
They
is
were
the
like
whole
born
problem.
with a silver spoon. Yeah, they were
That
born with a
yeah.
silver
So
spoon.
that's
Yeah,
basically that's the whole reason why
yeah,
why clubs like City are a threat. Like it's
yeah.
like saying you know if you had the choice of two cities, okay, you if you could either visit Burj Khalifa, or you could either visit Dubai and view the Burj Khalifa and the surrounding areas,
Mm,
or you can go to New York. You can watch
mm.
the Empire State Building and the surrounding areas. Most people
Okay.
would go to New York, right? Because New York has better weather. It has history because the Empire State Building is a very old building. Okay, it's no longer
Yeah.
the tallest building. It has prestige. It has history. It is real. It was not
Yeah.
something which was just propped up overnight just for the sake of it. When you go to Dubai, you would maybe feel good for maybe five half an hour, 1 hour, but after that it will be like, yeah, okay, this was just propped up. This is only there for the view of it. It's not. It doesn't
Yeah.
really mean anything. It's plastic. That is the
Hmm.
difference.
Yeah, but
So
I
you
understand your
know,
point. But this is like modern football, right? Modern football, they want,
yeah,
and it is the same thing because like even Real Madrid is. I mean, like this is very sad to say because Real Madrid
mm,
has been desperate to spend
mm,
300 million on a transfer window. I mean, which they have the right to do so. I have no problems with that because they have seen how City has managed to beat them 4
mm,
4-0. They thrashed them, right? Because there's
yeah,
Saul, like, how have they managed to do such a thing? So now they are targeting players like Bellingham because we all know, like how Real Madrid spends, and eventually I mean, they're still a great club in my opinion, despite being a
yeah.
Barca fan.
I do have a feeling that at least Madrid have, because Madrid had Florentino Perez, and because what he did is like even way back in 2003 is that he saw that what Man United had done, so he structured his entire club, his commercial strategy, and everything around that back then. So that is, and obviously after that, money has never been a problem because of the name that Madrid has. Because
Yeah, yeah.
Madrid are the real thing anyway. Even if City win the next five Champions Leagues, for example,
Mhm.
back to back, they would still not be Madrid.
Yeah.
No one can take that away. So that history will always remain. Madrid will come. I do think that Madrid are still not, they are not completely, in a downfall. That was, yeah,
No, no, I'm not
they
saying
shouldn't have
downfall,
made
but
moves like,
I think
hmm,
the the amount of urgency and like that desperation that Madrid has to show for the European
yeah, they will do that.
stage, right?
No, they will do
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not worried about Madrid. I feel Madrid will catch up in this thing because
yeah,
Bellingham was. I mean, they were even before the final. They had confirmed that Bellingham was coming. So
yeah,
that's not a big deal. Like they are very good at it. But there won't be too many other clubs apart from Premier League clubs who will be challenging Man City in the coming years. Bayern Munich will be one. There might be an odd club like Porto or Benfica here and there, but and that is the beauty of football. But
yeah,
overall, it it will be Man City through and through. Like you just look at the results that Man City have had. I was just watching on Instagram that their road to the final. Like they the results, or they have been unbeaten
yeah,
in the Champions League this season. Like
yeah,
and they have beaten big names like Bayern and Madrid. Like
yeah.
they have outclassed them. So uh, yeah, the predictability, the dullness of it should not repeat. Okay, maybe next year again they would win. Maybe at least there should be more challenge. That's the only fear that I have. Yeah,
What was the point you mentioned? The last thing you mentioned, the last, the last part of your statement.
the yeah, like I'm saying, maybe down, like maybe in the next few years, maybe even if City do win, at least there should be a good challenge. It should be worth watching. It shouldn't be as uh, as one-sided and dull as it has been this season. I mean,
Yeah,
this season I wouldn't call it dull uh, because City have actually done well, and it's anyway the first season. But if
yeah,
this keeps on going, people will lose interest eventually because everyone
No,
would be like, yeah,
I
the
don't
season's
say,
over
I don't,
here.
I mean, I disagree with your statement on that because,
Because Premier
see,
League, so
yeah,
me and Divya, we often talk about this that uh, we always, all of us, we just like everyone was calling French league as the farmers league, German league as the farmers league because they would always end up having one champion. Man City have now basically done the same thing to the Premier League. They have on two occasions they have won three Premier League titles in a row, right? Plus
yeah,
in the past decade, apart from yeah, you did mention Chelsea who won it twice, Leicester won it once, Liverpool won it once.
yeah,
Fine,
yeah.
but apart
But you
from
had
that,
different
like
winners, right?
if,
It's
yeah, you
it's
have
not like,
different winners, and even
yeah,
France has had different winners. It's not that they don't have
yeah,
different
but
winners. France
no,
have
but
had
last,
the French
but
league.
you see the last decade of France, right? The whole last decade of
Yeah,
France has been PSG.
no, no,
Yeah,
that's incorrect. That's incorrect. Look,
only
go
two,
ahead and
only
look.
two. I'll show it to
Yeah,
you.
but
Wait a second.
yeah,
I'll show
only
it to you.
two. But those two clubs have not been like City. Those two clubs were so they were like completely out of the
Let's see,
blue. Hmm.
League One, right? League One.
I believe Lille and Monaco. Those are the two clubs, if I remember, and
Yeah,
maybe
because
Montpellier.
let
Lille,
me
Monaco, and Montpellier.
yeah, because since then I think they have managed to, like, I don't know how much. Let me see from my. I do not follow PSG anywhere, so let me see how they
Hmm.
have won.
No, no,
So
just
they were bought in 2011, right?
huh.
So I'll from what I have from FootMob, I'm telling you, 2012 and 13, then 13, 14, 14, 15, 15, 16, 17, 18, 18, 19, 19, 20, 21,
Yeah,
22, 22,
yeah,
23.
yeah. So
So
there,
only, yeah. So in that matter, like PSG, I mean, once
that's
they
not
were
very
like,
different from.
what?
That's not very different to the Premier League. Then is it? Is it? I mean, okay, the Premier League has had four different winners. They have had what three?
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
that's not much of a difference. And compared, I mean, imagine French, the French league, like before PSG came about, the French league was anyway dominated by Lyon. Lyon had like won 7 or 8 years in a row over there. So
Yeah.
that's, I mean,
Yeah.
so
Now
for the
now
French
they
league,
have
that's not a
the
big deal.
yeah.
But they are now producing talent. The French league is now producing talent,
Yeah,
and
but
that's why.
who does
Hmm,
which I mean, you're right on that. Like they're producing talents and everything. But who's the first having the first authority over that?
PSG.
PSG, right?
That's
That's what I'm saying.
yeah, exactly.
Because
In
nobody's
Germany,
able
it is
to.
Bayern, and in
Yeah,
Italy, it is
exactly.
Juve.
Yeah, yeah. Because there's no invest. I mean, if they want, like France wants to have investments in their country besides like the Qatari ownership, they can have it. you know, to
Hmm,
to have a competition, maybe by Olympic Lyonnais or like the likes of AS Monaco, because they're also like a
yeah,
like good class, or like
big club.
Marseille, the
Yeah.
the
Monaco
original.
had an ownership for some time, right?
Yeah, yeah. So that's what I'm saying,
Yeah.
because because their league is like very messed up. What
Hmm.
I think. Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
very stupid. But anyway, like coming back to like tomorrow's game, you think,
Hmm.
like, is there any chance Inter can do something to,
No,
you don't think?
no, not at all. Because if you, I mean, I'm using my phone right now. You are using your laptop. So,
Yeah,
if I would just request you to just, go online and just pull out any potential lineup for City and Inter tomorrow. Just anyone, just any random one. You know,
potential
yeah.
lineup
You know,
for
predicted
man.
11 for the Champions League final, and let's compare them. You and us,
Okay.
both of us. Let us just
Hmm.
go about it.
Potential lineup. Okay, let me see what does it do. Where is it? Can't see any lineups though. Let me see, where is it? Mm, Let me just do it this way for tomorrow's game, right?
Yeah. Just do Champions League predicted lineups. I think it should come along. If you may give me a second, let me also check.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hello. Dream,
Hello.
are you there?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
I can
Okay.
hear you. Okay, let me
Okay.
see.
Just
But do you? Yeah. What are you saying?
I have found something. I have found something.
Oh,
Just give me a second. I'll share it.
okay. How do you share it on your? Is there a
I'll
share
tell
option
you.
over
Hold on.
here? Yeah. Okay. Inter predicted lineup is 3-5-2. Onana, Darmian, Serpi, Bastoni, Dumfries, Varela, Çalhanoğlu, Brozovic, Demarcio, Dzeko, Martinez. Man City protected lineup, Ederson, Walker, ठीक है. Okay. हाँ,
Hmm.
हाँ, Silva तो खेलेगा
Yeah.
because
So
Silva was the like best player against Madrid also.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, is there a share option on this one? StreamYard पे?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
You should
present.
have this.
Yeah, yeah. I
Present.
do
Yeah.
have
Okay.
share screen. I'll show it to you. Can you see my screen?
No, I can't see it yet.
Yes. You can see now.
Yeah, I can see it now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is not the predicted lineup, but I think like like from tomorrow's game, so they have like Dzeko and Martinez to be starting ahead, and they are playing like
Hmm.
five midfielders. I mean like two as like fullbacks, Dumfries and Demarcio, and like
Demarco.
three,
Yeah.
yeah, Demarco, and three like ball playing center backs in like Darmia, Serbi, and Bastoni. So
Hmm.
when it comes to like what do you call Manchester City, they're going with like Gundogan, Grealish, De Bruyne, and Silva,
Hmm.
and two central pivots and Akanji, Diaz, and Ake as like ball
Right.
playing center backs. So yes, ये तो
Right.
I like that formation. Where do you think like like Inter can create a sort of a problem for them?
Yeah. So Dumfries and Demarco will be the ones who would be having a very busy time. I don't think they will get any chances to bomb forward. Ideally, as for the formation, that is what they're supposed to do. But they will have a very busy time containing Grealish and Silva, respectively.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah,
Brozovic would be someone who would try to go through the middle, like maybe and he might have a say in how De Bruyne and Gundogan are controlled. Like if they are,
Mm-hmm.
he will be the one trying to keep them down. Chalanoglu
Yeah.
would be the creative influence.
Yeah.
So would be Barella. Martinez, Lautaro Martinez is someone who drifts inside, and uh, he's the one who would be, he would be running at the at defenders, and he would be running in the opposition half.
Mm-hmm.
Zeko would be more of a classic number nine. He wouldn't really be running so much. He would be more like in the Ronaldo at Man United mold, where he would be in the box, and he would try to feed on
Yeah.
any chances possible. That's the only
Mm-hmm.
thing that he would do. But I yeah, so if you just compare both of these sides, um, there's Barella, there is Chalanoglu and Brozovic on one side. The other side we have Grealish, Gundogan, De Bruyne, and Silva. De Bruyne and Gundogan, if you just compare their assists, if you
Mm-hmm.
can go, if you can do it somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
there's like such a huge difference, right? Plus, obviously, Man City have Haaland. Haaland will be would be able to do the work that both Lautaro Martinez and Zeko are doing, right? So
Mm-hmm.
he would be able to run at the opposition, as well as he will be able to feed on chances. Plus, he will be able to shoot from outside the box as well. He has that capability too. He would be just able to take shots from range and maybe even get one or two of those inside. So uh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's so Man City will be very, very dominant. I expect them to have, regardless of, even in case there is an upset, which is very unlikely, even if there is an upset, uh, I still expect Man City to have like 65-70% of possession tomorrow.
I'm just, I'm just concerned with this guy Dumfries, because Dumfries can actually create a lot of what do you call panic for Grealish and Ake. That's what I think, because
Yeah, but he will
you
not have a see. He's supposed to have that much of the ball to do
yeah,
something like that.
yeah.
I don't think so. See, that is where the midfielders like Gundogan and De Bruyne come in. Like they will be the ones who will be have hogging the possession, hogging the ball all of the time. So
Mm-hmm.
Dumfries will have a very limited window of opportunity in terms of creating something. Again, it will be something similar to what you know we were talking about United the other day, that they would be playing on the counter, hoping to get something, but the quality of the side, with all respect to them, is not really up to that much. So yeah.
Because like I'm just like watching, I'm not watching exactly. I'm just like looking at what the stats says. Like accurate
Mm,
passes per 90 minutes. Marcelo Brozovic has been their best creative. What do you call passer?
mm, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
And
So Brozovic, and probably I would say chances created also 70% is by like Chalanoglu. So they
mm,
these two are the, like best players apparently.
mm, okay.
Yeah. So I
Yeah,
think
that's what I was saying.
yeah. So I think Brozovic and Chalanoglu, I think Pep has to be very careful when it comes to like like dealing with guys like Gundogan or Oblak, maybe like Rodri in that perspective, because I
Mm-hmm.
think like Rodri likes to uh, call players like Gundogan or like Grealish to attract them, right? So I think it will be
Mm,
very hard to I mean like penetrate these two kind of players. Plus like a player like Barella also, because Barella was also has been a very good player for them. I think City has to be very careful on this part.
okay. Uh, well, the thing that they will be trying to do is obviously see, these three central midfielders are going to be the ones who would be uh, starting most of the counters.
Yeah.
But uh, even if somehow they do that, uh, imagine Haaland getting a chance to run at Darmian or Acerbi or Bastoni. Do you think they would be able to handle Erling Haaland?
No, but uh, I mean, not because of like how he has scored goals, but I mean like United maintained, I mean maintained and contained what do you call Haaland when Varane was keeping him quiet for
Uh,
most of the game. So I think like a
yeah,
Serbi or like Darmian can actually play that part of Varane. They must I mean they have actually like studied what do you call him Haaland well for this final.
yeah. United has, as I said, Ten Hag does have that know-how because he has been able to do that. Like apart from the, in the three games that United and City faced off, he
Yeah.
has managed to do that very well in two of them. Apart from the first game where they, capitulated quite badly. So that was Ten Hag. My question here again is, there are like just so many questions with regards to Inter's capabilities. It's not really so much even with regards to their strategy. They may even have a
Hmm.
strategy, but will it really work against the likes of City who are like so super fast?
Yeah,
And
I
so much
understand. I mean,
possession.
like pace
Mhm.
wise, yeah. I mean, yeah, with that high intensity, I don't. I mean, you never know. It's a football game, right? End of the day, even Inter can win
Yeah,
because but Pep has.
even
I mean,
Inter.
if yeah,
Sorry, continue, please.
yeah, yeah. So that's what I mean. Uh, so this is how I actually view it. So I think like
Mhm.
like if Pep has to penetrate through like Brozovic, Barella, and Chalanoglu, I mean that will be a game set for what do you call Manchester City. But if these
Yeah, I
guys
think,
manage to, yeah,
yeah. So if you, what if you really look at it, I mean, in that perspective, if just giving Inter Milan all the possible chances that they have and being fair to
hmm,
them. So I think, let's say if they somehow manage to get a counter attack and score a goal in the first 20 minutes or so,
and set back
that would be
basically,
something. Yeah. So
yeah,
yeah, that would be something which would really suit them because they would be able to sit back, and that would be the stage where Inter can do what I have always said that uh, is the best thing to contain a side like Man City. You let them hog the ball, but let them have the ball as long as it's in their own half. Just don't let them have attack or come to your half. Simple as that. And that is what,
that's true.
that's the best way to contain a side like City. Yeah. So that is something
Okay.
that City, that Inter would be looking to do. If they do get a goal in the initial 20 minutes, well and good. That should really do it. Will they
Hmm.
start with Lukaku up front by any chance? What do you feel?
I don't think they're going to start Lukaku because of their main player has to be Lautaro Martinez because he has having a very phenomenal season.
Yeah, but what about Jeko then?
Jeko
He
might
can.
start. Jeko actually had like games, right? When he played for what do you call him in the Champions League, I think he played against Milan also. I think. Let
Yeah,
me
he
just
scored
check.
against Milan.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
no, he
scored
didn't
against
score
Milan as
against.
well,
His
if I'm not
Martinez
wrong.
scored. Martinez had scored those goals. Jeko, yeah. In the
Yeah,
first leg, Jeko had
yeah,
scored.
in
My
the
bad,
first
my
leg he
bad.
had scored. Yeah, him and
Yeah.
Mkhitaryan had scored.
Hmm. So
So yeah,
it's like a meeting between like City and Jeko again after a while.
yeah, I know, but this is not the Jeko that plays for City, right? This is, I mean, he is still deadly in the box, but in terms of the speed and everything, I
Yeah,
mean, uh, I just remember. Okay, this lineup doesn't mention Kyle Walker, but imagine
yeah,
having if City starts with someone like Kyle Walker, right?
yeah,
Kyle Walker was
yeah.
able to catch up with Vinicius Junior, who is like 10 years younger to him.
But I don't think Pep will like play Kyle Walker tomorrow. I don't know.
No, no, he
I'm not
won't. No, no,
sure about his
I'm
tactics, but
talking about. No, I'm just trying to tell you that City has someone like Kyle Walker,
yeah,
whereas who at 30 was able to catch someone like Vinicius, and
yeah,
on the other hand, Inter have Edin Dzeko, who is in 30s, and he no longer even possesses that kind of pace. So
yeah.
yeah, that's the point that I was making. That uh, you know that is the contrast between City and Inter. let's hope that it's a fun game. It's an entertaining game, and may the best team win in the end.
So what's your final score? Do you think City is going to concede tomorrow?
Uh, I think it will be because I because all my mind is like this is like one of those cases that where my where your heart as a football fan really wants you to see an upset, but there are just too many things where your mind is going to tell you that there are just
Yeah.
not just one or two things. Like, there are like so many things that your mind is going to say that this is what's going to happen. So I will have to go with the
Mhm.
pragmatic answer here. I think it will be like an easy cruise for Man City, 3-0, 3-0 to Man City.
I think Inter will score, but I still go with my prediction as 3-1 or 3-2 to Manchester City.
3-2. You think Inter can even score twice?
Yeah, they can. Don't underestimate an Italian team, I would say.
I really, I mean, if see if loud because that would
Prashant,
give them
can
the
you
all of the
come up again? Because I think we
yeah,
lost
yeah,
you for a minute. Yeah.
yeah. So I'm saying if Inter Milan even score one goal, I think their confidence would be boosted like anything else. Uh, because no one expects them to win. So yeah, Man City will have all the onus on them because they are the hardcore favorites for us. So Inter won't. And if, as I mentioned at the beginning, if Inter actually play like a proper Italian side, like one of those old school Italian sides used to do, even Man
Mourinho
City,
type. Yeah.
but Mourinho is Portuguese. I'm talking
Yeah.
about Italian, like Ancelotti, Marcello Lippi,
Ancelotti.
Arrigo Sacchi
Yeah.
type,
Yeah.
you know, then yes, they would be. I mean, Inter might pull it off. You don't know, but I don't see that thing happening with the current Inter. That's my point. So
But let's
yeah,
see. Let's see. We will
mm,
see for that. I mean, see that tomorrow. Like what's gonna happen for them?
yeah, yeah,
What's in store?
absolutely,
Imagine
yeah,
Lukaku
exactly.
coming in the extra time and scoring
Yeah,
winner.
imagine that. Yeah, a Chelsea lonely beating Man City. Yeah, and
Yeah.
imagine how much of a troll that would be for Todd Bowley, right? Like Chelsea don't have. Everyone would be like, yeah, Chelsea haven't even finished in the Champions League spot, but here they have a Champions League winner.
Yeah.
So
Exactly. Exactly.
yeah,
Exactly.
so
So what's your
exactly
final score? 1-0. 1-0 to Manchester City.
3-0.
3-0 to Manchester City.
Yeah,
Okay. MShay, I think MShay is there or not? MShay, what's your
moving to
final score?
the no,
Move on. And what he says, मेरे पास भी same blue bottle है Don Prashant. I'm really sorry, uh,
क्या बात है
MShay. MShay, we were
same
like
thing.
so engaged in the conversation that we couldn't see a comment.
Yeah, same pinch.
But
I'm sure.
yes. But anyway, it was a lovely, what do you call, talk with you. Unfortunately, Divya couldn't come because of his his meeting with his friends. I
Personal
think, right?
commitment.
Yeah, personal
Mm.
commitment as well. But anyway, we'll continue our conversation after the Champions League gets done, and I hope to see you and Divya soon, and all of you guys who are watching this podcast today. I hope you liked it, and I want you to just go and like and share and subscribe to this channel. I will upload more of these content in the near future. Until then, next time I'll see you all again. Take care. Good night. Sayonara. Bye bye, Prashant.
Bye. Bye, everyone.
Bye.